journey. I really hate when people, I don't hate it, but it's really annoying to me when people say they're on a journey. My weight loss journey, my mental health journey, and it's annoying. But I am on a new journey, and I just can't figure out another word for it other than my path or calling. But I have um, decided to open myself to the Lord, to Christianity, to religion, to community, in that way. And I wanted to share it. I live with, there's people in my life that don't love my new journey. They really, not really discouraging it, just not supporting it, and kind of laughing. Not laughing, I don't know how to explain it. Just, they think it's silly. I'm with people that think religion is silly, and and some people who think the religion I have chosen is bad. Um, Traditionally, my family would be Catholic, and as a matter of fact, I think both of my parents were baptized Catholic, um, and that's where I want to be. I want to be in the Catholic Church. I want to be a Catholic, and a lot of my family is um, Jehovah's Witness. My grandmother, my nana, um, converted from Catholicism, Mexican Catholicism, and that religion really does not. Um, they see Catholicism um, as not pleasing to the Lord, not it's a distraction set in place by the devil, Satan, and um, it's not the place that I want to be in order to attain eternal salvation or to please our Creator. So I have no support. I'm doing this all on my own. I shouldn't say that. Gosh, first of all, I have God. Second of all, I have my cousin, Lisa. She lives in San Diego. I live in Phoenix. And she's been an amazing influence and, sort of guide in this, the beginning stages. She also had a religious, beginning in Jehovah's Witnessing, and you know, I for a long time I really hesitated talking badly about that religion. I still felt emotional ties to it, and out of respect for my mother and my aunts and my grandmother, I've never chosen to speak out against that religion. There's other things they could have been doing with their time. Why criticize trying to be pleasing to God? Um, anyway, I'm not afraid to be critical of it anymore. I'm a grown adult. I see what that religion is really all about. Um, and I see that they are the distraction that Satan has put um, in their way. Um, I'm learning that Satan lies and makes you think things like this. To say one religion is better than the other is not cool. And so I'm not going to say that Catholics are better than Jehovah's Witnesses. I definitely think that they are on the right track, but they're not any better. As long as you have a relationship with God, I think that, it's a personal journey. It's my choice to be Catholic. Traditionally, I would have been Catholic. My mother is Mexican. My father is Irish. They both, I believe, were baptized, but I wasn't. I wasn't brought up with much in terms of, a childhood training. There was no Sunday school for me. There was, an adult lesson. Every Sunday we would go, and the elders would teach us a lesson, though, like they would teach any adult. A lot of times that was uncomfortable for a child, traumatic, even, especially to a young girl. Learning about her body and learning about her virginity and, just topics that were inappropriate, topics I didn't understand. And they have, shaped me in kind of negative ways. And of course, that's the way I've, that was my choice to take it that way, I suppose. But again, I was a little girl and didn't have any like little girl guidance. I was taught, this is it. This is, there's no separate religion. Anyway, I didn't mean to get off on a tangent, but this is where I'm coming from. And I am hoping to document this journey because I feel alone. My cousin has been a tremendous support, and but I don't want to make myself like her pupil or student, or that just sounds kind of like she has her own path. She doesn't need to be responsible for mine. I am, but this gives me it'll document how I'm dealing with this, and how it's changing me, how my perspective on things is changing, and how I am changing the way I view myself and my worthiness. And I'm 47 years old. This is something I feel like would have been so helpful in my life if I had had it as a child, the way that God had intended. So here I am. This is like pretty much day one. Yesterday I had a meeting with a woman at the Catholic Church, not nearest my house. The church that is nearest my house is not as lively. My cousin kind of looked around, and because I do desire like a community, I want so bad to spend my time with people, that not necessarily like good people, but I mean that have kind of the same goals as I do. Um, anyway, so she felt like that was the most appropriate because it had a larger congregation, and just seemed to be a little bit more community based. You know, they have women's Bible groups and blah blah blah. So I'm excited. I'm excited, and I don't really, have anyone to share that with. You know, and this sounds weird, but like I'm almost ashamed of it. I'm ashamed that it wasn't something that I've always believed, and that it was a lot of times something that I would discourage in other people. I have mocked religious people, people that love God, that love Him so much. They'll, preach it, get a God high, you know, dopamine or serotonin hits, whatever. When they talk about God, it was, to me, it looked like an addiction, and I guess, it is. It is. It's an addiction. And then, you have to grapple with a lot of um, these um, pitfall. No, it's just roadblocks and struggles. Um, the devil fucks with you and tells you lies, and it's hard not to lean on your own understanding. For me, and just give it to God, who I haven't really felt a connection with up until now. I really didn't. I thought he was someone to punish you, to judge you, and you know, I don't know. It's a complicated beginning I had, so I have to get through a lot of the things I was taught, and I have to learn that. And this is such a struggle because I feel like this is kind of like a cult like mentality. I feel like religion made me feel that way because I was in a cult. I was, um, being indoctrinated. And so feeling a tie to a religion has been in, it's been challenging to say the very least. I have to um, try. This is very counterintuitive in a lot of ways. Finding God and feeling His presence and wanting to um, walk in a through life in a way that's pleasing to the spirit in the sky. Um, I want to be a good person, and I want to be. Um, it's hard not to see God's presence, God's influence on our world. There's no way that I am a result of just happenstance. That um, there's just no way. And I'm a really big fan of Neil deGrasse Tyson, um, just because he lays out space stuff a little bit easier for someone who didn't study space stuff. I enjoy learning about it, and he's awesome. But he is positive. There's nothing outside of us. There's nothing bigger than humans. We're it, and when we die, we just um, die. Our there's no soul that ascends into, just there's nothing more to that. We don't have, this energy that makes us work is just energy, and it returns. The energy doesn't just disappear, right? So um, to him, um, as a scientist, he doesn't see how it's possible that he thinks it's silly, and I kind of think it's silly. The idea that it's all silly to me. Just for people that need guidance, that need help, that can't think for themselves. I I used to believe that. That's not what I believe so much anymore. There's something going on. There's no way. There's no way that we weren't created with a loving hand. There just isn't. There's no way that we have this consciousness that's just gonna disappear. I don't believe that. I just can't. Um, and I was so worried about being right and wrong, and being under the spell of a religion that wanted contributions, and that sort of thing. I just didn't want that to be me. But I'm in a place in my in my life where things just weren't doing it for me, and I feel a tremendous void in my life, and I think this is giving me direction. If I to no, it's really complicated. I don't have any like faith, you know. If I wasn't, if the religion wasn't in the world, I would, just kind of know there's a creator. You know, you, I would know that someone um, loves us, and like kind of created us out of love, um, or for whatever reason. Anyway, if that seed is within me, I'm gonna go with it. Also, I'm a big proponent of the placebo effect. Again, nobody wants to be like, no one wants to think of themselves as naive and easily influenced, and I don't know why I did that, but no one wants to think of themselves, or people I love and respect. And what am I saying? It just, some people don't believe that, and that includes me. Um, I I don't want to look stupid, but I do have a belief that fake it till you make it. You can, if you want to believe something, or if you want something to affect you, then or you want some sort of influence, then you just visualize it and make it happen. And if you have to lie to yourself, trick yourself, who the fuck cares? It's happening. If you tell yourself that you are feeling better or that you're not depressed. And, you're not going to be depressed. You're going to, get your butt in gear. You're going to, it's like when I quit smoking cigarettes. You tell yourself uh, you're not a smoker. These withdrawals are just physical, and that worked for me. I just told myself I wasn't a smoker anymore, and then I would have this internal fight, like, yeah, you are a smoker, you love it, it's amazing. I do, I do love cigarettes, nicotine, tobacco, it's amazing. But I had to tell myself that that wasn't amazing, that I was wrong, and that it's bad for you. And just I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. That's not. I'm not smoking because I'm not a smoker, and that helped. So the benefits to leading a holy life outweigh looking smart or not looking stupid. For now. Today. I don't know. That's where I am. Wish me luck.